I don't enjoy that much. It's all right.
I'm all right with it.
And then you get a butthole waft. It's all right too. I mean, like, I'm not against
That's
that.
why I do it.
I'm just like, ooh, did you wipe?
No, I like actually waft like with my hands, like, like I'm a chemist smelling a substance.
The reaction is happening.
Mm.
At an astronomical rate. All right, you ready? Clap. And I think you're starting us off.
All right.
It was all a dream.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Let's start dreaming.
It alters your life and you never think the same again.
Some dumb thing on the edges of nowhere.
A collection of question marks stuck together into a pit of darkness. No logic, no reason, no explanation.
We can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice between fear and love.
That's just deep, bro. That's deep.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the L.S.D. podcast. That's the Lopsided Dicks podcast. I am your host, Carson McGregor.
And I'm your other host, Mikey. And this is our third co-host, my bald spot. It's getting bigger and bigger by the day. Alopecia, baby. I don't get paid enough at my job to stress out this much to have alopecia. What were you about to say?
I think about the real third co-host of this podcast is my jewel, because it's made an appearance in every single episode. And it will continue because I'm addicted to nicotine, because I fucked a girl when I was 15 years old and she gave me a cigarette and said, like, hey, do you smoke? And I said, yeah, because I wanted to sound cool because she was older than me and I wanted to like be a cool guy, but I had already fucked her, so it didn't really matter at that point, but I did it anyway.
Yeah, what? Oh, she's not gonna want to fuck again. Oh no, I better smoke this cigarette. Is that what's going through your mind?
Yep, now I've spent thousands of dollars on this addiction that gets me nowhere. Isn't that awesome?
That's crazy. Like, I remember when I was in my ASAP classes when I was 18, like, they made us try to add up all the money we spent on drugs. And, like, I was 18 at the time. I was already at, like, $10,000, $20,000.
Jesus Christ.
And, like, fuck. Like, when you sit back and do all the math and really think about it, it's really fucking crazy. But there's good old Carson, good old little Carson, trying to fit in all the time. Fuck that. You know that. You don't gotta fit in, Carson. But
yeah, but you do though. You do.
No.
Because then if you completely don't fit in, then you have no friends, and then you just become a guy that sits at your house and scratches your ball sack all day, thinking about what might have been.
No.
Maybe.
Because because you just be yourself, and then you might attract others that way.
Here's what I've noticed though: when I am completely myself 100% of the time, outside of like certain friends that I have in my life, you included, I tend to attract weirdos because I'm a fucking weirdo, and I don't want to be friends with weirdos. Like, I'll just say
maybe it's where you live.
Maybe.
I mean, you show me your Tinder matches all the time.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they're weirdos. They're just a certain type of girl, and there's nothing wrong with those people either.
No,
nothing wrong with anybody.
The Tinder matches I have, the reason
Actually,
I sent those to you, and the reason I'll tell you guys, my Tinder match game. My Tinder game has improved significantly recently because I finally updated my profile and like tried to make it more recent photos, and actually put some effort into it. And I've noticed that not all, but most of the Tinder matches I get are girls that are like semi-goth or artsy chicks, girls with a lot of piercings, a lot of tattoos. I don't know why specifically that's the type of girl that I tend to get. It is my type, sort of. But I also swipe right on fucking almost everybody. So it's not like
No.
Oh, those are the only people
you
you swipe right on, so fucking of course they're gonna be the ones you match with.
No, you've told me you only swipe right on those people.
No, that's I think you misunderstood what I said in a text. Like I swipe right on everybody. Like I swipe right on everybody I find attractive. And I find a lot of fucking people attractive. I don't find just girls with tattoos and piercings attractive, but they're the ones I happen to match with. I find a ton of different girls attractive. They just don't match with me because whatever reason, I'm trying to figure that out.
So, yeah, my tactic is just swiping just do not close your eyes and just keep on swiping right. And, it's like fucking roulette. It's like penis roulette. Matching roulette. I've told you over text personally, but I want to tell the podcast. I got this buddy who always hits me up every time he gets like a Tinder match. We're good friends. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to expose him. It's just what's happening in my life. It's relevant. He tries to hit me. He hits me up every time he gets a match. He's like, "What do I say? What do I say?" And like, my man spends hours on Tinder every day. How am I supposed to know what you're gonna say to this girl? Like, you definitely have a 100 times better chance of scoring than I ever would. My Tinder game goes to the extent of, "Hey, baby, wanna fuck?" Because like, I quite literally stated in my bio, I'm not even on Tinder like right now. I have the app downloaded. I haven't been on it in like a month or 3. But like, I literally say, looking for fuck buddies. I do not want, like, I will create a friendship. I will create a relationship after we fuck, when we have pillow talk. Before we fuck, during we fuck, and after the post pillow talk is when you will get to know how cool I am, and me, and just me in general. When we listen to music after we fuck, when we cuddle in, and we're waiting for round 2 to happen, that's when you get to know me. You're like, "Oh, damn, this guy's really cool. Fucking, I'm glad I
if you
fucked
want
him."
the privilege of knowing this super cool guy, you gotta suck his dick.
I mean, I just don't really give a fuck
Hit
about
me up,
meeting somebody on
ladies.
Tinder. It's not my prerogative. But I want to go back to what you said about when you're 15 and that lovely lady got you hooked to nicotine. That's like the same with me, except I was 18. My girlfriend at the time was fucking hooked to nicotine, like a fucking fish on a reel. She was hooked to that shit.
Cigarettes or
And, like,
a vape?
Juul.
Yeah.
Which was something else too, because Juuls weren't a thing. The Juuls were just becoming a thing at that time when we were 18, 17. That was 2017, 2016. But and they were stronger too. I swear they hit different. They were stronger.
Yeah,
Were
no,
they not?
I remember the first time I hit a Juul. I was
Oh my
I had
God.
to be I was definitely either 16 or 17 because I was in high school.
Yeah, she used to smoke Reds, so she. Oh man, I remember those kisses, those nicotine kisses, those cigarette kisses. I do enjoy them. I can appreciate it, just because of her. I think she started it, and all these other girls I've dated have been on it or been with. But yeah, no, she was just hooked to the Juul, and so I was like, okay, why the fuck not? Why don't I get a Juul? And then I proceeded to bring it to our college town, and then everyone's like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" And then everyone gets hooked to it. They're like, "Oh my god, this is so nice and cool." Oh my god, people had box mods so much.
Yeah, box mods are lame.
The robot dicks. The robot dildos. Oh my god.
I mean, there's so much science that those are definitely terrible for you. I mean, Juul is
Really?
more than likely so bad for you, but like box mods are absolutely bad for you, and so that's why I don't get them. I'm like, they're less strong than a Juul. They suck, and they're definitely bad for you. So like, I just don't get it.
The cool thing about a Juul is literally the way the nicotine gets into your system. The nicotine with the Nick salt is that kind of technology wasn't really around before Juul. Like, Juul was the first to do it like that, where it literally replicates a cigarette. It mimics how nicotine enters your body with a cigarette. When it goes in with a large spike and then it goes down after like a little bit. But like something like a box mod that's not e-salt or Nick salt or whatever the hell it is, because I'm not a vape god. I don't really know the terms, but I know the science behind it.
Yeah.
Is that it's just like a gradual start from low, kind of get higher, but it doesn't really even get high. Like, it's just kind of like a line that goes like a little hill, not even a fucking mountain, which is what the fucking Juul and cigarettes are. So that's why the fucking Juul hits like a fucking truck. Oh my god, I remember watching this video about the marketing behind a Juul, and like, you know, everything from the fucking ad campaigns to the way it's designed is just to get you hooked, to just keep you going, and just to keep you addicted. Like, you know, if you've ever smoked a Juul, I know you have, obviously, we're just talking about it right now, the way it clicks into a pod, or the way the pod clicks into the device is just like, it's part of it, you know?
Yeah, no,
it's part
it's
of that
definitely
factor
aesthetically
of like,
pleasing.
oh my god, and then the smoothness, like, it literally feels like, where the fuck is my Juul? It's not around, but like, the way it feels, it's like an Apple product. Like it's literally like
Yeah.
a new age piece of technology, and it's so sleek, fits in your pocket, fits in your hand. Like everything about the Juul is addictive.
Yeah, no, and
Cap.
I think our message to the viewers of this podcast is like, if you are under the age of 15, you should definitely get into dueling because it's gonna make you cooler. Like you're gonna be a lot cooler if you get into cigarettes, if you get into dueling, if you get into drinking really young, drugs potentially. Depends on who you're around, but I think you need to get into all those things in order to be cool and fit in, or else you're going to be ostracized. You're going to be a fucking loser. So
You don't want that.
You don't want
You really
that.
don't want that.
You
You're
don't
not
want
gonna have
that
any
for yourself.
friends.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have anyone to love you. You're not gonna have any relationships.
Yeah, when you go
your
to
parents
college,
are gonna love you.
when you go to college, you are going to
They're
be
not gonna love you.
outcasted. People are gonna laugh at you, be like, "Ah, look at that fucking loser kid that doesn't vape. Isn't he an idiot?"
Oh my god. Oh, the box mods. Weird you just said that, but like they look so fucking big. I can appreciate some people who can do tricks though. I appreciate people who do tricks. Like it's pretty. I can't do tricks. I can do O's and I can do a ghost and a Frenchie, but that's it.
Yeah, but it's one of
But,
those
like-
skills that it's why.
It's like, oh, you can do that. Nice.
It's like being good at with a tech deck. Like you've just wasted your time. I promise you've just wasted your time. You've done nothing of substance.
I wouldn't call it wasted. If they liked it, they liked it. But like, I definitely know what you mean, and I definitely hear you.
No, I'm gonna make a hard line on this one. If you're like an expert tech decker, you need like it's like the Fushigi. If you're an expert at one of those things, you need to get a different hobby.
No, well, Fushigi literally is. There is something. Fushigi is just a product. Like people do Fushigi without the Fushigi. I don't know what it's called, but it's contact juggling. Contact juggling is what it's called, which is cool. It's kind of cool, but like, I mean, everyone has their niche, I guess. But tech decks, that's just. I mean, maybe you can finger people really well. Maybe that's what you get out of it.
I hope so. But also, if you're really good at tech decks, there's no way you're ever gonna find yourself in that situation.
When you don't think there's tech deck competitions, then just people just dripping their liquids, whether it be booty juice or pussy juice, and they're just super horny for these tech deckers, these number one world champion tech deckers. I wonder who is the world champion at tech deck.
Is that a thing that you have experienced? Like it's like, oh man, I want to get fingered. Like my booty juice is dripping. Is that a thing that you've come in contact with? Because normally when I'm aroused, like I don't be like, oh shit, there's like a fucking puddle in my asshole right now. That's never happened to me.
Okay, personally, not. I can't speak for every male or female out there, but your mind goes places sometimes. You get aroused. Your brain starts thinking. Have you ever seen like those fucking vape competitions? They really do have those, like vape trick offs, and whatnot. Like, do those guys get clout too? I'm sure they.
In certain circles, I guess.
Look, the thing is, like, now that I'm thinking about it, there's always groupies for whatever niche there is, somehow, some way. Like video game nerd. I'm not gonna say nerds. Video game enthusiasts, like League of Legends, fucking Rocket League, fucking World of Warcraft, whatever. There are gonna be fucking girls who for some reason just love Smash Bros players, love League of Legends players, love them. And I mean, I guess more power to y'all.
I just it's just because I don't play video games, but I think that that is probably the least impressive skill that you could develop as being really good at a video game. Because while I will obviously admit that it's not easy to be good at video games. It's not like it's something you have to dedicate a lot of time to.
Definitely.
I don't think that it's nearly as impressive as being good at a sport.
You have a boomer. That's a boom. I feel like that was a boomer statement right there. Like, no, I understand what you're saying.
Like, I mean, because video games are inherently fun and addictive, and to be good at football, you have to do a lot of things that aren't football. You have to work out. You have to go to the gym at 5 in the morning every morning and fucking, and run and lift weights and do all this shit. Run sprints constantly. You have to do drills. You have to eat a certain way.
That is part of football at that rate, I would say.
And I think in basically every like sport that's requires a bunch of like explosive movement, you have to do all those things. So that's what's impressive about that to me. A video game is just like anybody can sit down and play a video game for a long ass time.
Okay, coming from Team Video Game, I'm going to say that it's a beautiful thing that video games can even out the playing field where anyone can do it. That really means that, like, the best of the... I mean, much like sports, the best of the best are going to be in the pro scene. But it is cool because it literally allows everyone to play. I think you could say the same to an extent for video games because, like, you need to be healthy mentally. Although some people are really unhealthy when they're really good. They just, like, they really do dedicate their life to it, and they don't do anything else besides play. Like, this one guy on RuneScape, Wook16, he's very, very, like, skinny to the bone. I think all he eats is Hot Pockets.
Jesus.
I think that was a meme. Wook needs more Hot Pockets. He plays, like, 18 hours a day. Like, oh, my God. Like, can you imagine playing a video game 18 hours a day? Like, yes, he is making money, though. Like, streamers make a fuck ton of money.
No,
streamers make a good amount of money.
I'm not even knocking it. Like, I know it sounds like I'm knocking it.
No, I'm that's a different thing than what you're saying, what I said about streaming. But, like,
well, like being very,
the skill
very
itself.
good at video games to the point where it can make you money. Like, it's the same to me as poker. Like, if you're really, really amazing at poker, you understand the game on a fundamental level that you can win consistently. That's, to me, as unimpressive as video games. Because it's like, okay, you just sat down and did this long enough. Did something that's pretty fun and naturally addictive long enough that you, of course, became good at it. Like,
no, because, like, okay, well, where I see it is that, like, two people can play football literally the same amount, and one is going to be better than the other. Because that's just not how it works, is that the amount of time you play doesn't equate to the level of skill you possess. Like, well, I have 300 out.
I think if you're relatively similar physically, because there's the different positions in football that you could play. If you're similar physically, it's whoever worked harder is going to be better. Like, it's whoever put in more work is going to be better at the end of the day. And that's not just physically. That's like studying film and learning the fundamentals of the game. Whoever worked harder is going to win. And I guess you could say the same about video games. You could say the same about poker. You could say the same about anything. Whoever works harder at something is, generally speaking, going to win. Unless somebody else is way more gifted naturally to the point where it's just not a fair comparison.
There are some people gifted naturally in both settings, too. Like, you got fucking that guy Wooks I was talking about. I remember watching his videos when I was, like, fucking 8, 9, or 10, 11, 12, and me only realizing that he was doing some of the hardest shit in the game as, like, a 13, 14, 15-year-old. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he was a kid. He was literally no older than me. And he's just destroying this game. Like, fuck. But granted, yeah, he did play a lot more than I did. I don't know. Some people have a better mental capacity too, I think. But yeah, it comes down to the amount you. I guess to an extent, it comes down to the amount you dedicate to the game or the sport.
Yeah, like the reason I'm saying these things about it not being as impressive is because I think to somebody that doesn't really know much about any of this shit, somebody that's kind of been sheltered off from all forms of competition, if you watch somebody sit down and like just sauce at a video game or sauce at poker, it's like on its face it doesn't look that crazy because you need a lot of context. If you just watch somebody run way faster than you can fucking run, if you watch somebody put in like 33 pointers in a row, just that hand-eye coordination is just insane.
With football, I need context. Like, I can't appreciate anything about football. Like, people say, "Oh, look at that! This, and this," and I'm like, I don't fucking know what just happened. He just caught the ball and he ran. Like, that's how I see it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but if you watch somebody like
this is nothing,
dive, go up in the air with the vertical of like fucking 6 feet damn near and catch a ball one-handed. It's like, all right, that is something that I could not even imagine being able to do because it's so crazy impressive.
I guess, yeah. I could do it. I mean, I couldn't do it in that context. Like someone getting like 5 kills in a row in League of Legends, like all 5 teammates killed on the other side. Like those are 2 professional teams playing against each other, and they just mollywop. The one guy just mollywopped the whole team. Like I'm like my jaw's kind of dropped. I'm like, oh shit. You know, one of our frat brothers. I meant to bring this up earlier. One of our frat brothers, his little brother, I think got a scholarship to like fucking University of Arizona for either. I think it was Overwatch, an Overwatch scholarship, which is fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
That's really fucking crazy. You got a scholarship to play video games in fucking college. Like, whoa. 2020, like it's not like video games have come a long way. Like video games have really, really come a long way. From just like fun pastimes to literally like sports that have millions of dollars of funding behind them.
I will never in my life call video games a sport.
Did I call them a sport?
Yeah.
I don't think I called them a sport.
You just said sport.
It's an esport, an internet sport.
I just feel like
I guess
that's perverting the word sport. I mean,
oh my god, you're such a boomer.
Fucking they show poker on ESPN. I don't think that's a sport. I don't think chess is a sport. Like, if you could, it's something you could do. I don't think bowling's a fucking sport.
I don't think it's a sport. Actually, bowling's kind of a sport.
I don't think it is. I don't think
poker's
golf's
not a sport. Poker's not a sport. ESPN does not classify poker as a sport. No way.
Yeah, it is a sport.
It's a game.
It's a card game. According to ESPN, it's a sport.
It's not a fucking sport.
Exactly. I don't think it's a sport. I don't think video games are a sport. I don't think bowling's a fucking sport. But I also my definition of sport is basically like if somebody is trying to stop me, that is a sport. If somebody's trying to stop me physically, like both of us using our physicality to try to beat the other person, like that's a sport. Like that's why I don't think golf is a sport. I think golf is a game.
I don't like your definition of it.
Like baseball's a sport, football's a sport, soccer's a sport.
I'm reflecting on your definition right now.
Dodgeball's a sport. Dodgeball's a great sport. I think it should get more credit. I think dodgeball should be a thing that's like professional and like shown on ESPN1. They should have dodgeball teams and it should be like a fucking thing.
You know what sport I saw that I had never heard of, and I'm not gonna say it right now because I don't remember it, but I'm gonna say what it is. It's oh my god, it's like a Southeast Asia sport. I'm gonna Google it right now actually,
Cricket?
But it's like essentially volleyball with your feet, and these motherfuckers are just doing backflips and like fucking oh my god, it looks crazy. It's a 3-on-3. They got the ball like a size of like a fucking like a softball, and they're just it's literally volleyball, but you kick the ball, and just the way these guys do front flips and back flips, just and these blocks and these fake outs, like wow, how is this not like a thing? Okay, I can actually see why it's not a thing because I'm sure like the fucking the learning curve for a sport where you required to do backflips and shit is kind of high, but it looks so cool.
I bet in more soccer centric countries that could work. But like not in America.
Yeah, America is not about soccer. I mean, I think it's kind of coming around to be a bigger sport. Okay, it's called sepak takraw, or kick volleyball. So sport native to Southeast Asia. Yo, you got to please look this up, guys. Dreamers, look this up after, dude. You were not gonna fucking be disappointed. This shit is so fucking cool. Oh my god, it's so gnarly. And Carson, you should look it up too because it's so fucking cool. Oh my god, I got some mad appreciation for that sport.
That does sound pretty cool.
I don't know if I've always been into like trying to do park. I've always been trying to trust my body, doing parkour, doing crazy shit like that. Like literally one day I went outside and I went on the trampoline and did some backflips, and then like I got off. Once I felt comfortable doing backflips with the trampoline, I got off and went on the fucking solid ground and started doing backflips, and I got it down until like 20 in, and then I fucking landed on my neck, and I was like, yeah, that's enough for today. I'm good. But yeah, I like the aspect of trusting yourself and trusting your body to do shit. I really liked watching parkour videos when I was young. Did you ever do that?
Mm-hmm. I remember with these two kids that I went to summer camp with, that went to one of the sleepaway camps where we go out in the woods for a month. And it was these three kids, and they were cousins, and they all went to a parkour camp together.
Whoa,
the year
that sounds
before.
cool.
And they were all like super into it. So whenever we were going through these like really tumultuous trails that had a lot of inclines and a lot of stuff where we kind of had to climb up shit and maybe climb over some like this like rocky surface or something, they would always be like fucking just going up. They would in a way that we couldn't even, like, we had to like climb the shit, and they were just like boom boom boom, just bouncing with their feet, like just like grabbing on with their feet like Spider-Man, and then just like going up. I was so impressed.
That reminds me, my buddy took me to this smoke spot. It was his middle school. It was his middle school, and like you had to go to the roof on top of. You had to get on the roof, but you had to go to the higher roof, which was on a bigger building. But like to get up there, you had to climb these pipes and like jump over here and like jump on this light fixture. And I was like, you just did it so fast, and I'm like, yo, dude, I cannot do this. Like this, I can do it, but like give me like 10 minutes. Like I don't got this down. But that also reminds me, I was a youngin'. We were at like the National Harbor in DC. My buddy's dad had a boat, and this was the period of my life where I was watching the parkour videos. I was super into it, so I just found like a fucking fence or a bench right there, and I was like, oh, let's do some vaults, like. And so I like tried to jump over it, and I literally just fucking fell and like just scraped the fuck out of my back, like giant ass cut. And I was like, yeah, no, we're done with parkour for the day. Oh.
Yeah,
good times though.
I'm way too scared to try a lot of that shit. I think I could. I more recently, since I've lost like a lot of weight since I was in high school, and I've also got just like physically stronger in my upper body. Like I definitely could be a rock climber.
Oh my god, rock climbing is fucking crazy.
Like I've done it a lot before in my life, and I was always
Really?
yeah, because like back in my high school years, man, I did a lot more shit like that. And I really liked rock climbing. Like, I never did free climbing. I could never do it because I was always too scared. But
yeah, no, I was about to say free climbing sounds fucking scary.
I've done it.
Oh my god.
I've done it in like the bouldering way to do it, where you do it over water so that there's no risk. But I've never just done free climbing because that scares the shit out of me. But I do like it a lot, and I'd like to get more into it. And when I'm at my warehouse job, I'm always like climbing up in these racks. Like we have forklifts, but sometimes it's easier just to get one thing, just to like climb up there, and we're not supposed to.
That doesn't sound safe.
It's not.
That sounds like a liability.
It's super a liability, but I do it anyway,
and you're gonna make the millions.
And no, I just do it so effortlessly at this point, and I'm like, fuck, I could do this shit. I could really do this shit. But then like cut to me in like 6 months, like, all right, I'm gonna try to free climb up this cliff and then just die.
Free climbing's so scary, bro. Oh my god, this. Like I said, I like to put faith in myself and my body, but like, it's beautiful and fucking scary and crazy all at the same time to see somebody who's at that sort of level, like on YouTube, that just does fucking ridiculous. Like, oh, let me free climb Mount Everest. Like, I'm just over here with my palms sweaty, like shaking in the chair. Like, dude, like this is giving me anxiety, and I'm fucking sitting in my fucking 75-degree bedroom with my fucking hot cocoa and my fucking blankie and my tighty whities, watching you do this shit.
The people that put GoPros on their head and climb like electric towers and skyscrapers and stuff, and like just get up to the top, and they're at like this tiny little platform and they're doing like backflips just for the camera. Like,
oh no.
Those scare the shit out of me.
Oh.
And I obviously like don't hope anything happens to them at all. Like I just like the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, please don't fucking fall. But like whenever I hear that like one of them dies, you know, like, oh, this free climber died, I'm like,
What?
Yeah, of course. The fact that you're all not dead is a fucking miracle.
Yeah, dude, those those videos when you see like someone on like the top of a building and they're just like stepping from like girder to girder, or like
Oof.
just like whatever platform to whatever platform, and they're fucking like 500 feet in the sky, 1,000 feet in the sky, and they're
Just
just
like,
fucking,
yeah, you can see
they're
clouds
skipping.
beneath them.
They're skipping between the fucking things with nothing to support them. Oh my god. Like, dude, and like, no, people doing handstands. That's another fuckt up one. People doing handstands on the side of buildings. Like, stop. Please
Stop.
Oh my god. I guess Darwinism isn't doing its thing. I guess they are the fittest, technically.
Yeah, no, like honestly,
and they're surviving.
Honestly, like if your whole outlook is like, oh, like the dumb die because they do dumb shit, like if you're doing dumb shit or what I would interpret as dumb shit, but you're surviving, like you're the fucking man. Like people that can do reckless, crazy shit and just be unscathed, those are the fittest.
Yeah, if you're doing meth and heroin and crack all in the same night, all in the same hit,
Yeah.
dude,
And
you're
you
like
survive, yeah, you're the man. And that just goes back to my message to the kids that could potentially be watching this podcast. Like, I don't think you should ever climb buildings because I think that's really dangerous. But if you want to do meth, cocaine, and heroin all in at the same time, that's probably the best
teaspoon.
way that you could be a badass.
the same syringe.
Yeah.
As I look at the clock, though, it's time to do my meth. I mean, it's time to
Do I
end the
do I have
podcast.
to say that I'm joking? I guess I do. I'm joking.
No, I want to say
I'm
it.
joking
Yeah,
about all
we're
that
joking.
stuff.
Don't do drugs, please don't.
I hate that
And
I
if
have
you're
to say I'm joking.
No, it should be said because people might get the wrong idea. Some people might not even take it as.
No, but if
You're
you
really-
if,
you're
if
really
you
good-
took
no,
that
you're really good.
seriously,
You're
If you-
really good at saying stuff convincing. Like
no,
even
but
if
if
you're
you
joking,
took
you're really
that
good
seriously at all, then like you're not the fittest. You're the opposite of the fittest. So
at it. Damn. Damn. But okay, everybody. Quick announcement. I got my shirts coming up soon. I was working on the website the other night. It's going to be called thewidespread.com. So spread them wide. No, but the widespread, short for the widespread of kindness everywhere, which is my brand, WOKE. Because if you're kind to somebody, I believe we can change the world by just one small act of kindness. Many small acts of kindness, rather. But if everyone does their part, change will happen. Can and will happen. But make sure you comment, like, subscribe, rate the video, save the video, share the video, love the video, hump the video, kiss the video, make love to the video.
buy Mikey's shirts because he's got 3 kids on the way. He's got a bunch of babies to feed. He's like 5 months behind on his rent. He doesn't know how he's going to make it. If you don't buy his shirts, he might not be here for the next podcast. He might be in Mexico somewhere trying to smuggle drugs just to make ends meet. So really, if you care about this man Mikey at all, if you empathize with him even a little bit, buy his shirts.
Por favor. But thank you for watching. My name is Mikey. I'm signing out. Carson, do you have anything to add? I'm about to fall on my
Yeah,
chair.
watch my
Jesus Christ.
podcast. The Shock Therapy Podcast comes out every Tuesday on this channel. And that's all I have to add.
Take care, everybody, and have a good week.
Been feeling
Disconnected now.
I get money, know I'm reckless now. I get high,